Today on the channel, from the latest wave of Marvel Legends, we've got Siryn and we've got Wolverine.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today, from the latest X-Men wave, we've got Wolverine and we've got Siryn. But for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below. And then, of course, check out the Facebook group MLC. Now, here's a special deal going on right now I want to tell you guys about. You join the Facebook group. When you enter, you say, hey, Kyle Peterson sent me here, and they are going to do a drawing for a free Marvel Legends figure of your choice. So very cool of Earl and the gang over there at the MLC Facebook group, sponsoring a giveaway for the channel here. So if you are interested, join up, Facebook group MLC. Tell them Kyle sent you. Join in on all the Marvel Legends fun over there. So without further ado, let's get into these bad boys and bad girl in Siryn's case. Very interesting X-Men wave, as these are hitting GameStops right now, it seems to be the case. I haven't heard of Walmart's Targets coming through with these as of yet. Have to think we'll see the rest of the set here very soon. And it's an interesting wave here. We'll unbox the whole thing. We'll build Bonebreaker, rank them, do all that kind of fun stuff at the end. These are the first two I have received so far. But an interesting wave is it's got some classic guys like Wolverine, classic gals like Siryn, but it also has some of the newer characters that Vulcan and Maggot and guys I am not very familiar with, but I'm definitely familiar with Bonebreaker, and I got quite the Bonebreaker story once we get to that. It's a very deep memory from my past, and I think you guys might get a kick out of it. It might tug on a few heartstrings. We'll see if that happens too. But stay tuned for the Bonebreaker unboxing at the end once I get the whole entire wave. So without further ado, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to start ladies first, as we've been known to do on the channel. My daughters and wife always say, Kyle, you got to do ladies first, so I have to oblige. You got to keep them happy. But there's old Siryn right there. You got the X-Men logo. You got her name, Marvel Siryn, right there. So she comes with the Bonebreaker piece, 2 extra hands, and that's all she wrote. That's what she comes with. Marvel Legends logo right there. Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure series, some warnings up top. But nice clean packaging design on this one for sure. There's a little glamour shot. She's looking awfully scared there, but she does have her mouth open, which we'll come back to that here when we get the figure out. Same picture on the other side, of course. And then the back, we got the blurb. Always love a blurb. We appreciate a blurb. We got Siryn right there with a nice glamour shot, same as we saw on the side of the package. We got the rest of the wave. Of course, we'll unbox all those on the channel eventually, and we'll build that Bonebreaker, and we'll rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell, all that kind of stuff. But there it all is right there. Let's read the back, see what it says about our old pal Siryn right there. Marvel Siryn, inheriting her mutant sonic scream from her father Banshee and raised by her criminal uncle Black Tom Cassidy, Teresa Cassidy forges her own heroic path with an X Factor as Siryn. So she sure does. So she's a member of X Factor nowadays. I believe when I was a kid growing up reading comics, she was a member of X-Force, but she's jumped around the X-Men waves and teams and things like that. She's definitely been around the block or so. It makes her sound like she's something different, but no, she's been around the block. She's been a part of these teams. We know who Siryn is, and I don't think I've ever had a Siryn figure. I don't remember her from the old school X-Men Toy Biz days. At least I didn't have her if they made one. There's that background, kind of a flash right there. Off to the side. See you later. There it goes. And then we get down to the plastic prison. How much longer are we going to have plastic prisons? They're coming to an end, unfortunately. We'll have to think of something else to call them. I guess it'll be the cardboard prison. We got that Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure piece. Of course, you got the figure, and you got 2 extra hands. And there goes Bonebreaker. He's flying on out. The Reavers. Never fear, the Reavers are here. Something like that. Pull her out of here, and we're off to the races. See you later up high. Half of the Bonebreaker right here. And, I was thinking these tire treads would move. Unfortunately, they do not. But we got the start there. There's Bonebreaker. Like I said, we'll talk about him in times to come. Then for Siryn, we got open hands. I believe brand new female open hands here is what it looks like to me. Kind of clawing hands, whatever you want to call them, but very cool. Nonetheless, Siryn getting extra hands. That's the only accessory And the big accessory miss was Siryn for sure. It's been talked about since the day we knew this was coming. Why does she not have a screaming head? That just boggles my mind. That Marvel Legends team is so smart and so in tune on things. I don't understand how they couldn't have got us a screaming head. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know what I'm missing, or if they have a master plan in all this, or what the heck is going on. But she's related to Banshee. Banshee, she's got the same powers. They scream, they yell. That's how they get their flight and their power, all that fun stuff. Really a huge missed opportunity. If you're only going to have one head, I understand how they want to have the kind of stoic head, middle of the road head. That makes sense for most characters. But Banshee, Siryn, if you're only going to have one head, it better be the screaming head. And unfortunately, they missed the mark on this one. That is pretty disappointing if you ask me. It's just a kind of a plain Jane head. It really doesn't fit along with the character, unfortunately. And then here we go. Let's get down to the figure. Let's take a look at it. We'll start with the head. Big flowing hair. It's like she's screaming and flying through the air. The hair's flowing. A good look to this hair. A nice bright carrot orange, like a young carrot top going here. Nothing wrong with the face. I got no issues with it. It's just not the face I wanted. It's not the position I wanted the face to be in, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good sculpt. No paint imperfections. No issues with that. Getting down to the figure here, she does have her kind of shawl. I don't even know what you call that thing, but Banshee, of course, has one as well. We really need an updated Banshee. I remember the old school Toy Biz Banshee figure with the like whistle in the back that would make him kind of scream, and then they made a little bit better one that had this exact same material in between the arms. So I do like this material here. It does look good. I like it better than that kind of pleather or whatever kind of stuff it is. Hard plastic or softer hard plastic. You know what I mean? Like the Banshee had in the original. This is more soft goods, which is nice. I don't think it'll tear. It's not super thick, though. You could easily tear this, so I guess you'd have to be careful. I can see a lot of kids having this one and dislodging it and breaking it and ripping it, and you're off to the races at that point. It'd be a little bit of a mess up. But the colors are really good in here. It's a green and yellow, really bright, vibrant. Beautiful sculpting going on. I mean, this is a good body. This is a Shriek body we saw from a Spider-Man set. Was it No Way From Home or something Spider-Man set? I don't know. It's been like 6 months, but that's the same body as Shriek, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hands removable, of course, with the extra hands. You do get pinless joints throughout on here, and you guys know I'm a sucker for pinless joints. Absolutely love the pinless joints throughout. You get the bicep cut, you get the double jointed elbows, you get the legs that go all the way out so you can get some splits going on. You do got a thigh cut right there, double jointed, pinless knees, very, very tight joints. You got the rocker and you got pivot up and down, so we got all the flexibility we would want in the ankles there. You got to be careful, it looks like. Yeah, if you pull the hands out, this is going to be flapping in the wind. So you got to be careful when you pull these guys out that you don't poke a hole through there or you don't rip this and you get it all lined up and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of choose your own adventure. Be careful with this thing on this Siryn figure. But does she fit on a ringside stand? She seems to fit. Maybe not. She's not going to fit. Oh, no, not deep enough peg holes. Very strange. A very shallow peg hole on her. She does have the X logo right there on her chest. I forgot to mention that. She kind of looks like she's got a yellow thong going on there is what it kind of looks like. But quite the look to this Siryn figure. Definitely needed for our X-Force team. That's where I'm going to probably put her with my X-Force collection because that's where I remember. Obviously, she's with X-Factor now. We're really building out that X-Force team. We need a Grizzly. We need a lot of the villains, really, from the old school Toy Biz X-Force wave. We got some of those villains we still need. I think we need, was it Feral still needed? I'm probably missing somebody else. But Siryn is a good addition to the female ranks of X-Force. Hopefully a Banshee isn't too far away. I'd have to assume Banshee's coming. It's been a long time since we've received a Banshee figure. And he was one of the major guys back in my day. I always thought of him as, not quite Professor X leader, but I always thought of him as kind of a leader of mutants and stuff. So be nice to get Banshee. We did get Black Tom, who was sitting on the back of the package, raised her and stuff. So we do have Black Tom already, and I do like a Black Tom figure. So there is Siryn. Now we move on to Wolverine. We got to see what all the fuss is about with Wolverine. Wolverine, no stranger to any Marvel set ever. One of the most popular, my favorite X-Men comic character of all time. I was big into Wolverine. I read issues 1 through like 112, and that's when I dropped off. And I used to have them all, but I sold all my comic books. But Wolverine, always excited to get a new Wolverine. How many Wolverines do you need? Well, how many are they going to make? That's always my answer right there. So let's take a look at the packaging on Wolverine. It's classic, but a little bit different. A little bit different color skews, but it definitely looks like a classic Wolverine with that yellow and blue. You get an extra head accessory with him. There is no Build-A-Figure piece here. Very interesting. No Build-A-Figure piece with this Wolverine, so he's the one that drew the short straw, I guess. I'm not sure the reasoning there. But he doesn't have that. Wolverine will probably be one of the more popular ones here, as Wolverine always sells. You got the X-Men logo, Wolverine, Build-A-Figure Bone Breaker. On the side, you got Wolverine looking only like he can look. Same thing over there. And then the back, a little bit bigger glamour shot. It reminds me back to those comic book cards. It was like Fleer Ultra or something like that. That's what the artwork almost reminds me of. Got the cross cell down below. Bone Breaker. We'll build those in future videos, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel for that. Got the blurb for Wolverine. Let's find out what's doing with our old buddy Wolvie here. Suddenly resurrected and bearing superheated adamantium claws. Once again, Wolverine must fight to reclaim his freedom and his mind. Now, I believe there's a comic book arch, and I don't read modern-day comics. I believe there's something like the death of Wolverine. Apparently, he was resurrected, as I read on the back here. Interesting that he has heated claws. I guess that's interesting. I don't know. What do these heated claws do that his adamantium claws couldn't do? I mean, he can cut through about anything with his claws. The heated one give a little extra cutting. Is it good for, like, butter on the... putting his toast on there? I'm not exactly sure what that does. But it does look really cool on the... claws there, the red, almost looks like blood. And if I was a kid playing with this, I'd say, oh, that's not heat, that's blood. He's whooping up on some dudes. That's the way that's going down. That's how I would play if I was playing today. So there you go. Let's get him out of the package. Got the old X logo right there. Looking good. See you later. Off to the side. And then we get Wolverine. It almost reminds me of, like, what was it, the New Adventures of the X-Men or something, or Wolverine and the X-Men comic or cartoon series. I think it was, I don't know what channel that was on. I can't even remember. Kind of looks like that color of a Wolverine a little bit to me. Always good to get an extra head with Wolverine. See you later. Goodbye. It's cool to get an extra head with Wolverine because you can always mix and match your heads through different other incarnations of Wolverine. But we get Wolverine here. Wolverine being a little bit smaller, obviously, than your typical Marvel Legends, as Wolverine is a little guy. He's just a little guy. But boy, I like it. As I said, Wolverine's my favorite. I think there's always room for more Wolverine figures out there, especially the different incarnations. And this is the classic Wolverine with a twist. I mean, it looks like we've seen this head sculpt before. I'd have to go through all my Wolverines, but it definitely does look familiar. Nice strong chin on him, nice white eyes. The yellow and black attack looks really good. All kinds of turning up and down. I always love the Wolverine where you can really get a deep up there. So you can have him flying through the air if you want to, or you can look way down low. So tons of head movement on this one. You get up and down, side to side, all kinds of stuff going on here. So really choose your own head adventure with Wolverine. Looks really good. He does have shoulder guards here, which is a nice touch in black against that blue and yellow. He does have the butterfly shoulders, which I really love for that deep stretch on Wolverine figures, deep articulation. You get down to the joints here. We got the double jointed, but they are not pinless, unfortunately. I would love to see a pinless jointed Wolverine. We didn't get that this time, unfortunately. But we do have the double jointed elbows. Hands, of course. He's got the... It was kind of surprising we didn't get an extra set of hands with this Wolverine. Usually we get non-clawed hands and regular hands. Just clawed hands this time. And then you get the claws. A little bit translucent plastic, and it's supposed to be heat as it's going up. But if you didn't tell anybody what is this on his claws, a lot of people I think would assume blood. And like I said earlier, if I was playing, those would be blood all day long. They'd be blood claws. Really like the looks of those. I got a little bit of dark spots on the plastic on one of the arm, a little like kind of black smudges, got a little smudge on the back, but for the most part, the paint apps are very clean on this. It's always tough to get some of these colors to get the lines exactly right, and the yellow and blue is pretty tough, but I got a few smudges all over the place. I actually got some up on the shoulder too, so not the cleanest of paint jobs we've ever seen. He does have his X-Men belt buckle with the X logo right there. Nice sculpt in that one as well. Articulation down low. He's got the legs. He can do almost the splits. Almost the splits. He's got the thigh cut. Double jointed knees, of course. He does have pins in those knees. Nice blue boots with the kind of black caping around it, or whatever. I don't know what we call that. Almost like to match his ears down here low. And then you get the nice ankle rocker side to side, up and down. It's definitely Wolverine. And then you get the extra head here. And once again, I think this is that same head sculpt we saw with Wolverine. Was this the head sculpt that came in that what was it, the Amazon exclusive pack last year with Cyber and Wolverine and gosh, who else was in that one? It was like a Wolverine 5-pack. I believe this is that same head. It could have a little differences to it, but it's a nice screaming headed Wolverine, which, you know, you can put this on any Wolverine body and it will work. So you know, it's another head in your arsenal if you need that. I'm probably going to just display him like this. Not sure exactly where I'm going to display him yet, as I got a Wolverine on about every shelf, but I'll find a home for him. We always got room for one more Wolverine, at least I do. Does he fit on a ringside stand where Siryn would not? Wolverine does. He says, I'm fitting on that stand all day long. And he fits just like so. So 1 out of 2 ain't bad as far as fitting on stands. But not a bad start to this wave. I gotta say, it'll be interesting. Some of these characters that are later on in this wave we'll unbox on the channel that I am not aware of. I don't know them. I'm not up to speed on exactly their whole backstory, but I'm all about learning. So hopefully they give some good blurbs, and I'll research and try to figure out if I can figure out some stuff about it. But whenever we get a straight X-Men wave, I'm always interested, because that's my bread and butter when I was a kid. That's really what got me into comic fandom. So it's always fun to get characters you know and love, and hopefully we get more of those here very, very soon. But what are your guys' thoughts out there on this wave so far? Let me know if you're picking up the entire wave, you picking and choosing, you passing totally, you picking them all up. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts specifically on these two, Siryn and Wolverine. Of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. And like I said at the top of the channel, hit up the MLC Face group, just search them out. Get into the group, tell them Kyle sent you. You're going to be entered into a free giveaway over there. You don't want to miss out on a free giveaway. Everybody likes free figures. Got to get a deal. You guys know how that goes. And then for me, you can follow along on Patreon where you get this video early and a whole lot of bonus content, giveaways over there as well, and a lot of fun and early access to all my videos as well. So sign up on the Patreon. Best of all, you support the channel. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson is where you can find me if you need to reach out. Follow along in those spots too. And then, of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, pick up a t-shirt, support the channel. There it is. So for Wolverine and Siryn, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.